I'm very excited for our group chat on Friday.
Mhm.
Just blowing up. I know there's going to be a lot of viral moments throughout
Yeah.
this game.
Hey, SEC stuff. I'm Emma here with Chizzy, and we are previewing the Alabama versus Oklahoma playoff game, the first playoff game of the year. Now, the last time these two teams played was just a few weeks ago in Tuscaloosa. OU beat Alabama 23 to 21, even though Alabama kind of outscored them in every other category. The one they lost in was turnovers and obviously points. So OU was amazing in that game. The defense is fantastic, very opportunistic. Probably could have got more turnovers in there. So this is the rematch in Norman. So I'm excited for this game. What are you thinking about it, Chizzy?
I am very excited. I think this is one of those close playoff games that we're really going to get. I know as we get further into the playoffs, it is going to get closer as well because competition. But I think this is one of those like everyone's like, wait a minute, like who is it going to be? Because I even feel that way. I have OU going into this game, but in the same breath, I can see Bama taking it. The only reason I say OU is just because the way Bama played in the SEC championship game, and also like they didn't have that much rest in between the SEC championship game and now this playoff game. And I know we talked about this a little bit too. We were talking about that kind of needs to change going forward because it's kind of unfair. Like I'm in a championship game, now I'm in a playoff game, and I don't have that much time to get my body to 100%. So that, but also I just feel like the defense for OU has convinced me so much that I'm like, they could really go pretty far in the playoff run. What about you, Emma?
Yeah, with OU, their defense is sensational, and it's not just a fluke week in and week out. They are an incredible, complete unit that loves to punch the ball out and get those much needed turnovers and interceptions. And they're just incredible. So that is definitely their shining star. Their offense has been inconsistent. So it's what John Mateer are we going to get? He hasn't been an incredible quarterback since his injury. And will these 3 weeks off leading up to this game really help him to rest and recover enough to be the quarterback he was before that? We don't know yet. Maybe he needs this whole off season to get back to there. With Alabama, I agree. I mean, there has to be some sort of change with those championship games, maybe making them play in games in the future. Because while OU and Ole Miss were sitting at home, Georgia and Alabama, who are the top two teams in the SEC, had to put their bodies on the line again and hit each other really hard and get hurt. And they're already hurt, the players on the field. So this is a time that they need rest for that ultimate championship down the line, if that's the push they're looking to make. The SEC championship is still fantastic and it's still such an honor, but I think in this modern day of college football, things have to change to give teams like the top two teams in the SEC the much needed rest they need to make a real run in these playoffs, because I just don't know how fair that is when OU and Ole Miss and A&M are all sitting at home after an incredibly grueling SEC schedule. And that's the case with Alabama. They had a ton of starters out, and Cuevas and Jam Miller were both on the sideline. I think both of them will be back for this game. So, looking at this matchup in Norman, I want to know how healthy is this team? Because if it's a healthier team, I do think Alabama will pull this one out.
For sure. I think OU's problem is just one, their O line is very new. They've had a lot of injuries throughout the past couple weeks. And so having freshmen and guys who haven't been, having as many reps on that starting line can be an issue. And I really feel like Bama's going to definitely attack on that. But also their penalty issues. Lord Jesus, we're going to see. We're going to pray that these penalties don't get in the way because especially in a game like this, every yard matters. So in the past 3 games versus LSU, 8 for 60, Mizzou 7 for 80, Bama 5 for 37. Like we cannot make these small mistakes because they will cost you. And I believe Bama is one of those teams. Being a Mizzou fan, Bama just is going to capitalize on whatever they can get. So I think OU needs to make sure they do the little things right. Because if not, it's definitely going to hurt them. And like what you said, like offensively, Bama is winning that battle. So just trying to come up with new ways, and I really think they need to run the dang ball. And Also, not be so predictable. Like if we're running the ball, don't run it again. Like let's try to come up with something else. And also just create creative plays on offense because I know defense is going to handle it.
Yeah, in that SEC championship game, for instance, I believe their first drive of the entire game, they ran the ball 3 times. I'm like, "We do not run the ball. Why are we running it 3 times? Do, like, short, quick little passes, give Ty Simpson some breathing room, and just get first downs." Like, you have to grind out games like that, especially against SEC opponents. So, I think with OU versus, Alabama's defense, if they can keep Mateer contained, then I think Alabama's defense will do a great job just like they've done for week in and week out during this season. It's just whether or not Alabama's offense is up to snuff and if they can really come out and show that they're still that incredible offensive unit that they have been throughout the season. I look back to that stretch of 4 ranked wins in a row and then going and playing South Carolina and then playing LSU. Those are all difficult games, and they came out on top in all of them, some with more margin than others. And I'm like, if that team can show up in the playoffs, then I think absolutely they could make it all the way to the national championship game. But if the team that's been there in November shows up, then I don't know how far they would get. I am predicting that they win this game because, you never want to play a team twice. They understand what Oklahoma is doing, which is just create problems and turnovers and all that sort of stuff. So it's like ball security, you better hold that thing tight because they're punching. So it's going to be a fun game. This game's at Friday at 8 o'clock. And then the other really good game of this first round is at noon on Saturday. And that's simply because of the NFL, because they get priority, of course. My Commanders play next. And, that's not a great year, but we're back to normal, actually. We're back to normal with the Commanders. But yeah, NFL gets first priority. So then Ole Miss and Oregon and our G5 teams will play next. But this is going to be a super fun Friday night kickoff game of the playoffs. And roll tide. I hope you guys pull it off. I just want to be good at football.
Yes, no, literally. I'm very excited for our group chat on Friday.
Mhm.
Just blowing up. I know there's going to be a lot of viral moments throughout
Yeah.
this game. I still have OU, but we will see cuz Bama might prove me wrong as they usually do. So we will see. I'm looking forward to this game. So you guys let us know, who do you guys have? OU, Bama, or do you guys feel like it's really going to be like, I don't know. I don't know who's going to take this home. So let us know what your playoff predictions are.